So, hello everyone, and welcome to Startup Podcast Mondays. And here we are. My name is Dr. Divya Rathore. I'm the CEO of WISE SNDTWU Incubation Centre, where we incubate women entrepreneurs. We fund them, we mentor them, we do networking, and we do also have amazing incubation space in Juhu. Coming to our really first cohort, Incubatees, Rudrama is our CEO, Anika, and we have Mitesh, who is the CEO of Anika. Welcome, Mitesh and Vinaya, to the podcast
Thank
Mondays. So, as we know that you have been in the first cohort and you have received 20 lakh grant from WISE SNDT Incubation Center, which was an SISF grant. We would like you to. So, this podcast is for all our upcoming entrepreneurs and investors. So, we would like to know your story. That how did you come up with this idea of Anika, and what was the story behind that?
First of all, I want to tell you that me and Mitesh were engineering buddies, and we used to talk about many more ideas. But the Manipur incident happened, and it was a way, drastic than the Nirbhaya case. Okay, so we thought there should be a realistic, thing that we can prevent such crimes because you never know when and what type of crime will happen with you. And when a perpetrator attacks, no matter how techy we become, what they do is initially throw out your cell phone at one place, your bags and other devices at other place, and take you to the dark area where the crime happens. And the crime can be anything: a chori, kidnapping, stealing, modesty, anything. And in such way, when we did some R&D, we thought of creating a service, and that's how we come up with Anika. And when after R&D and everything, the we did some prototype also, and through the help of Wise, we did the prototype too.
Oh, that's great. So you guys made a software which was supporting for tracking
Yeah,
and also a device which I think you can show them to our viewers.
yeah.
And so this device was made as one of the products of Anika. And now the software, uh, as per the knowledge we have, you can track anything, being it a living thing or non-living thing. So how did you come up with this? That the tracker system and being in the digital world, how you can track things. What's the beauty of this? Could you just tell me about your software and what is the tech behind it?
Yeah. So again, this is a very generic technology which has been, around for a couple of decades now. It's only now that we are realizing the full potential of this technology. So while we were developing the hardware for software, we realized that, why limit it merely to women's safety? So the first aspect was personal safety in general, women, children, elderly citizens. These are the ones who need more care and who need to be tracked, given today's scenario, right? Then the broader aspects opens up. So when you realize that even in the business world there are so many things of high value that need to be tracked but are not tracked, keeping timelines. How do you exactly do that? Most importantly, vehicular traffic markets, where you want to know whether deliveries are made on time, whether people are following the right route, and so many other applications. And you must have seen recently, the Honorable Minister for Transportation has come up with a new toll-based system,
Yes.
right, where the GPS technology is the primary focus.
Hmm.
So we were also following the technology for a while now. So it gives. So that was the thought process, the mission, and the vision was not to limit it to just individuals. It was like an asset tracking, so to speak. So the software that we've developed is a very general purpose software, so that whenever for whichever application need be, we can modify it and suit it to that particular tracking application, be it tracking, safety, or the toll-based system. So it is a very broad software suited for multiple use cases and very easily deployable and modifiable.
Oh, that's great. So, according to me, when we always, as an incubation center, we always tell you to have a telic goal and a telic goal. So, I think your a telic goal is like to track anything and everything,
Exactly.
being a living thing or non-living thing. You will be able to track them, and you will be able to give the owner or the person a safety that okay, this particular place will not be misplaced. And your eight telic goals are like first was the women's safety, which was amazing, and the 20 lakh was the grants have been utilized for making this particular product. The upcoming products, we are very excited to see how many more pop-ups can be, coming up with this particular technology. Coming to the next question to Vinaya. Vinaya, being a women entrepreneur, you have, started this journey, being an engineer, being a student. So we also, at SNDT, we have around 400 plus colleges and all our women entrepreneurs. We have 85,000 women students out here and who will be, watching this podcast. Even the women across India will be watching this podcast. What do you think that, the journey of a women entrepreneur has been, and how, male co-founder has, also been, helpful for you, and how it was, to be in, pitching sessions and, facing this male dominant world, where, you have to pitch, you have to prove yourself, and you're like, okay, this is the thing which has to be, because only 2% of women, gets investment. So could you just please, go make us go through your journey out here?
Yeah, actually, I didn't have any idea. I never thought that I would be an entrepreneur. I come into such business kind of things, and this is my first work. And honestly, I'll tell you, I have learned a lot of things from Mitesh. Seriously, he already had his startup, and I learned a lot of things because, and then to understand what are the unit economics and GTM strategies, everything. I learned it from him also, and there was a program from Stanford, a seed start program, which was arranged by the WISE itself, and I learned a lot of things from there. But one thing I understood that you need to be very patient. Yeah, the patience. Seriously, you have to be very patient, and you need to understand. The 20 lakhs, though it's a big amount, but you have to utilize it, and how many things you can cover up in such timelines. That is very important. Seriously, and there's so many things which I learned, even from you also, Divya. To handle how to be the CEO of a company and how to handle the things. I learned this from you also.
Oh, that's amazing. I think the journey of a women entrepreneur has,
Exactly.
but we are creating this pathway for everyone, so
Yeah.
that all the pathway, the roadmap is very good for everyone to work on. So yes, we
Yeah.
have to take some setbacks and we have to like be patient.
Definitely.
For the upcoming generations, I think for them it will be a cakewalk. We are trying our
Yeah.
best. Our generation is trying our best to
Yeah.
make things like a cakewalk for them,
True.
and they will be enjoying this whole journey without the battles which we fought. So they will have their own battles out there.
Yeah.
But in this generation, okay, in this digital era, what do you think that how a women entrepreneur is can be coming in the limelight, because we are like digitally connected. You are software person now. You can sit anywhere. You can you're also getting soon married, so you'll be you have this plans, because I really want to make people understand that how you're going to take up this in the future, how a software, how digital era is going to be your shakti peat, or you're going to get
Yeah.
your boon for this particular thing. Could you just enlighten on
Yeah.
this?
For that, you just need to find your USP. I feel so. Because so see, there are so many of the products existed, or even if you're having the new idea, you have to tell the others that you have to buy this, or just come up and my product is really useful or something else for you. So just find your USP, and that will help you to take you a long way.
Right.
Even if it is a software or a hardware, anything, just find your USP.
I think in this digital era,
Yeah.
so where we are seeing the next decade coming as a women entrepreneur, digital nari, which I say, where the digital era has actually made us more powerful, because in previous times, there used to be, we had to like go to number of places to pitch, we had to go to number of factories to see number of things, but now on one click you can do a lot of meetings across the globe. If I want to like launch your product in Singapore or Netherlands or anywhere, I can just do meetings online, and I can click some deals out there, and then I can go and meet them if the deal is cracking up or something, because the digital era has actually made women entrepreneurs more and more upcoming decade. So what do you want, like how if you want to inspire all the entrepreneurs and all the diginaries out there, what is your one suggestion that when they should start? They should start now, and how exactly? What is your what do you say message to them?
First of all, there is no particular time. You can start it anytime and just believe in yourself. You will fall back. See, it's not necessary that your product will get hit. It
Yes.
can be like a failure also. Just if you want to get fail, just fail fast. That I learned. Yeah, and this thing also I learned it from Mitesh. If you want to get fail fast and switch to the other product. And that's why we decided not only stuck with the women, why we can start with the products, the pets and many more things. Yes, and that's why just believe in yourself that you can do it.
No, that's amazing because your A-Tele goal is very much,
Exactly.
visionary that you have to, you are making a software for anyone to track.
Yeah.
So let it be anyone, being it women, being it pets, being it
Product or
any
anything.
precious jewelry or anything. We really do believe in your vision and mission. Mitesh, would you like to give some, enlightenment to all our viewers that how, the vision and mission can be set up for them and, you can pivot in between. But at the same time, your A-Tele goal has to be like the same. Like the tracking is your A-Tele goal. That's what you kept it. How did you come up with that? And what is the message?
Yeah. So see, though we are, doing tracking based stuff. So, but in essence, we are an IoT company, right? So it was not about just merely tracking. It was about IoT, right? And since we have an engineering background, right? So we understand technology, we understand utilization of technology. And any technology, when you talk of, it's like, it's not binary, either this or either that. They all have lot of visions. So a lot of people know about IoT. Our vision is to go from IoT to IoE, right?
Oh,
Internet of everything. So tracking is one very important aspect of it. And any technology, right? If you say mobile phones, for example, mobile phones started out with what? Merely calling, right? Conversations, communication. Today they are less of a communication and more of a camera. So you see, you have to have a very broad vision. You have to, not only think out of the box, but allow the technology to drive you where it can, because
right.
no technology can be seen in isolation. You have to have other technologies combined, some synergies with other technology, and the more you see, the more you observe. Let the technology also drive you further. You start to realize your broader vision and mission, and that is when you realize that what you are thinking or you might have started can actually turn into a very big thing, right? A lot of you yourself are an entrepreneur, so you understand this better, that when you are restricted, when you want to work on one product, you cannot build $1 billion company. If you
Right.
have to build $1 billion company, you have to think like $1 billion company. You
Right.
have to have n number of products or services that you think like, right? And that is what I would give. Don't restrict yourself. Don't always think out of the box. And one more important thing I would point is, schools, colleges, this is where you don't learn anything now, to be very honest. Once you step into the bad outside world, that is when you start learning everything. So always be open to that learning, to understanding and observing.
Yes.
That will help you, take you from $0 to $1 billion.
Yeah, I think now all the colleges and institutions are putting up incubation centers for them, for the students to expose them to the outside world, and that's where it's a bridge between outside world and inside world. So government is trying to do that. Colleges are trying to do that. So and WISE Vicinity is one of the bridge for all the students, for all the women entrepreneurs, where they can come here, put up their ideas, and how we can actually connect them to the outside world, and they can learn more and more from the journey of outside world as well. Coming to Mitesh, Mitesh, you have an amazing women founder. What was the experience, with women founder? And what do you think that, in the coming decade, the 2% of investment which is going on right now to women founders, how much is it going to increase with the digital era which we have right now?
See, it's not about 2%. See, one must understand that there are some things where women are great at, right? Nothing can beat them. And it is something that, every startup should have, at least taking care of those things where women are flawlessly excellent. And that is what, we've done. Some things, some operations, some part, I leave it to Vinaya in its entirety. I don't question her whether it goes good or bad. Nothing. That is part and parcel. And this 2%, I believe, is, because they don't realize their ability to, what they can do. Like I said, it is important that you accept the fact that where they are good, they are not good. They are the best at it, where
Yes.
men cannot compete with them, right? And you should let them do that, especially problem solving. And it is scientifically proven that women are far superior to men at problem solving. So, and startups is nothing but problem solving. So if a woman is not a part of your core team member, well, you may get there, but that will be eventually, you may get there, maybe 10 years, 20 years down the line. But if you have a woman leading your team, it can be in any capacity. It is definitely going to shorten the period, shorten the burden, and having that lady luck. To be very honest, and it's not just about mothers or friends or wives. Lady lucks are lady lucks. They can be anything. Is an amazing thing. And 2%, I think that is the reason I would say that we are still the third biggest startup ecosystem. The more that percentage goes up in time, it should, and that is when we will be, not in terms of numbers but also by market capitalization, the biggest startup ecosystem. And that is one thing
100%.
that must go up. 2% is peanuts. It's like very unfair.
I think more and more women entrepreneurs have not yet, started up. So I want to, tell through this podcast that all the Indian women, contribute 50% of, the population. And out of that, if more population comes into the startups, so this 2% investment will go up to, almost 100%. We'll wish for that. And more investments will be done in the women entrepreneurs. And coming the digital era, they can do amazing work, working from home, also working from anywhere, any part of the world, and make it more global, because we have this system as like the upcoming decade is globally open. The market is globally open to everyone. By sitting at your place, you can actually do anything and everything. So I think I would wish all the women entrepreneurs, all the viewers over here, that this is a right time to start your own startups and contribute, so that we can make to number one in the startup ecosystem. And India has to be in the number one of the startup ecosystem, and be a huge part of the global ecosystem too, as well. We need more CEOs. We need more, Indian CEOs to be representing everywhere and anywhere. So we have the capability of, enriching this particular soil. So thank you so much, Anika. Thank you so much, the founders of Rudrma Innovators, Mitesh and Vinaya. You are doing amazing, and we will be always, helping to be a part. WISE SNDTWU Incubation Center will be always, helping me to be a part of your vision and mission, which is to make more and more, what you can say, the world to be a better place. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Divya. Thank you, Vice, for having us. Thank you so much.
Thank you
It
so
was a
much.
pleasure.